2025. The prophet of God who was destroyed by a false one. Avoid those who demand you need a spiritual covering. This interesting story was detailed in 1 Kings 13. A man of God was sent to warn the king about his evil ways, and he was warned not to return the way he came. Soon after, a false prophet rode after him and lied to the man of God, deceiving him to commune with him and disobey God. Disobedience ended in destruction. And Peter warns us, Satan prowls around like a roaring lion looking for who he can devour. God warned his servant to avoid those seeking his destruction by following a path God chose. But the servant entered into destruction because he disobeyed. This happens today. Those called by God are bombarded with servants of Satan. Newcomers are quickly recruited by false Christians to fellow with them, and they get destroyed. We are to test the spirits. Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets have gone into the world. Now we are of God. He who knows God hears us. He who is not of God does not hear us. By this we know the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. Last week I met a false evangelist who said one needed to be under his pastor's spiritual covering and attend a church building, contrary to these scriptures. So I put him to a test. I shared with him my testimony of meeting Jesus Christ and my calling to tend his sheep. And he didn't have a testimony of his own or calling from the Lord. He doesn't know Jesus. And the next test was to see if he kept Jesus' words, because only those who keep Jesus' words are his sheep. And as it turns out, all he could do is repeat what his pastor taught him. His intent was to recruit to his church and grow the membership. He doesn't know Jesus. He's just a church attender. One's body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. It is not a church building. Spirit-filled believers help one another and encourage one another to do good works. You do not join a false fellowship and participate in its evil deeds. I preached to him and told him, real church is fellowship of those walking in the Spirit, keeping the words of Jesus, encouraging one another to do good works. The early church was households. One did not go to a temple, a basilica, a building to go sit in an audience and just do nothing but hear empty sermons and bear zero fruit. Jesus has given his sheep calling to go work the harvest. The real work is out on the streets, at work, at grocery. Everywhere you go, you take Jesus with you. Now, many pastors sin behind closed doors and preach nothing but nonsense, opinions of man. Then they send their church members, who don't even read the word, out to recruit church members. Quickly recognize them and direct them to study and do Jesus' words, because the lazy ones who don't do Jesus' words are quickly destroyed by the sons of Satan. Newcomers must quickly become firm in the word and avoid false Christians, because they don't know Jesus.